We're not politically correct, we just have common sense.
Unscripted, unfiltered, unfaltering. Show of Support's Hunt for Heroes offers tributes and true stories of remarkable courage.
If these terrorists could come in your bedroom, they'd kill you, your wife, and your kids. And that's what these men are fighting to protect us from, these murdering idiots. And they're taking them out so that we don't have to deal with them over here.
Show of Support started it all, just after the shock and awe bound a nation together. Now, years of footage portraying wounded veterans, deer stands, and standing ovations. Hunt for Heroes, that started as one man's way to say thanks, is now a series that many say is way overdue.
I ain't never felt like that before, and I want to feel that again.
It's just a raw emotion.
They left us being loved and being honored for the heroes that they are.
We still have 40,000 injured troops.
If you threaten our people and our way of life, we will find you wherever you may be hiding, in the place you feel most safe, and we'll kill you in your own bedroom. Thank you for being a country worth fighting for. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
It's going to take a while to get around to all of them, but there's no quitting. It'll never stop as long as I'm breathing.
It's a place of legends. Legends of lost treasure, lazy rivers, and long horizons that seem to go on forever. The Lonesome Dove Ranch stretches along the northern boundary of Menard County. It is within a 25-06 earshot of the exact center of Texas.
Didn't see nothing.
What y'all doing down here?
We're gonna quarter that other deer out.
American combat hero Josh Sweigart stands by the recruiter who got him into the Army so many years ago. They've just killed a great buck on this last night of the hunt, and they have a plan to keep the news away from Terry Johnson as long as they can.
Look at that! Dude! I love you, did it. I love you. Thanks for everything. Oh, you bet. Terry's brought it to a whole new level. This is the best trip I've ever had.
Check that out. Nice.
It was the last 5 minutes. We were fixing to give it up and pack up. I'm an avid hunter, and I was shaking today. So nervous when that big deer came in. It's like you say, it's unreal.
You guys have seen to it that I'm, along with so many other Americans, able to do these things and have these things.
This hunt started like so many do. A few days ago, on the day before opening morning of deer season in Texas, Josh Sweigart is joined by his fellow combat veteran, Danny Harrell. We featured Danny's story on the last edition of Show of Support Hunt for Heroes. Josh is stunned by Terry Johnson and staff member Sean Miller and the flow of gratitude that never seems to end.
But I really do mean that. I mean, I got a lot inside I want to say, and it's not coming out, but...
Terry had us come in and sit down, and him and Sean we walked off for some reason. They came back with a bunch of bags and clothes, and I was like, hey, what is all this?
That one's yours?
Sure. They presented us with a backpack full of hunting stuff. I mean, binoculars, knives, everything you need to go to the field.
Sean's got a couple of things.
Brought some clothes, some camel clothes. And then at the end, which really blows me away, they presented us with a 25-06 deer rifle.
One of the first things I did, I was telling you about the two guys.
I've never seen anyone in my life care that much about veterans and be that much of a patriot for their country.
So what has become a tradition is passing off a rifle.
Just seeing Terry, give this stuff away and not ask for anything in return, it blows my mind. So I don't get emotional like this, man. It's just, it really hits home.
This is our way of saying welcome home.
As Terry and Sean continue their outpouring of thanks, here on the evening before opening morning, Josh is overcome with emotion. You see, Sean is the Army recruiter who took a chance on Josh, got him into the Army, and kept in touch ever since.
I know joining the military saved my life, and I was on the wrong path, and this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, good.
So, last night we kind of broke down and kind of cried. I don't cry very much. It's very, very emotional to just get to spend time with someone like that after all these years.
The remarkable story of an unlikely pair of combat veterans as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues. Stay with us.
At the western edge of legendary Texas Hill Country, after 8 years of intensive wildlife management, Lonesome Dove Ranch offers trophy deer hunts for the upcoming fall season. Lonesome Dove Ranch, where each hunt is one-on-one with a spacious lodge, Texas-style meals, and opportunities for rifle or archery hunts. See our website at huntlonesomedove.com and make plans to join us for this first season of Texas whitetail hunting at its best. huntlonesomedove.com.
What's your message? Century Graphics and Sign in Midland can help you convey it. Century Graphics and Sign offers the very best in screen printing, interior and exterior signs, embroidery, custom vinyl graphics, helping you increase safety, promoting your company, showing your school spirit, helping you look cool. Century Graphics and Sign, 501 West Industrial in Midland. Find us on the web at centurygs.com or like us on Facebook.
At Security Bank, we're business bankers who find solutions. We serve our business clients with a team of experts. Each team is made up of commercial bankers who know your industry, know your market, and know your business challenges. This team approach gives you more expertise and more personalized service to move your business forward. Security Bank, solutions.
It's a well-known fact the people of West Texas know the importance of hard work, determination, and drive. For years, TCO Field Services has been a part of the expanding petroleum industry. Another well-known fact is the admiration West Texans have for America's troops. Plain and simple, military heroes don't have a better friend than the hard-working folks in West Texas. At TCO, we never lose sight of the job done by our military, keeping us safe here in West Texas.
All right, y'all, here we go. 1, 2, and 3.
It's the evening before opening morning of deer season in Texas. At the lodge on the Lonesome Dove Ranch, two hunters, American combat veterans Josh Sweigart and Danny Harrell, simply came here for a deer hunt, but are caught off guard by Show of Support's gesture.
Thank you, buddy. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you.
On the last edition of Show of Support Hunt for Heroes, we heard Danny's story. And on this edition, the story of Josh Sweigart and his reaction to Terry Johnson's gifts made possible by so many Patriot donors in Texas.
I know joining the military saved my life, and I was on the wrong path, and this is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Well, good.
So, last night we kind of broke down and kind of cried. I don't cry very much. It's very, very emotional to just get to spend time with someone like that after all these years. Good, Sean. Let's go. Terry, I don't know if you know the whole story, man, but about 11 years ago, I was pretty down on my luck. I was homeless, and I met Sean, and he took me in. He helped me, fed me, helped me get my car fixed, got me out of trouble. I was looking to go to prison. I was bad, man, just bad. It's a bad time in my life. It took him 3.5 months to get me in the military. And 11 years ago, this is the man that saved my life. I owe him everything. I was on a downward spiral, either going to jail for life or dying. and it's been a long ride.
Came a long way, brother.
I'm lucky enough to be here with him again, 11 years later. So, I mean, I just want to thank Sean for everything that he does that a lot of people didn't see. He's retired from the Army, and he's done a lot of good for this world. So, I just... well, yeah, brother. To be where I'm at today, I owe Sean really, my life, because if it wouldn't have been for him, I'd either end up locked up somewhere or probably been dead somewhere.
I saw the desire, and I saw the want for him to better himself. So that's kind of drove me to, make sure we got the end result for him, and that was to, at least to get in the Army and kind of get a fresh start and get out of that area. So.
We stayed in contact from when I went through basic training, came back, went to AIT, we got sent to my permanent duty station. We talked when I deployed. When I came back, we talked. It's funny, after 11 years, we're still that close. That I call him my brother, and we don't see each other that much as we need to. So it shows the bond that you can build with someone just by wearing the same uniform or being in that same situation with someone. That I'm lucky to have him in my life as a friend.
Josh's hunt starts with a cold rain before daylight.
I've been able to hunt deer, all kinds of different animals, and it's probably one of the most important things in my life is spending time in the outdoors. The intensity just kind of builds with every minute, from it being dark to you can kind of see to, there's a couple of deer there. It's still sprinkling. I'm like, man, it's going to be a good day regardless. We're going to make the best of it.
Well before shooting light, a huge buck makes his way into the opening.
We just didn't have enough camera light. We couldn't get a shot.
Still way too dark to shoot. Another buck, even better than the first, appears.
My whole heart just starts pounding, and when that big deer came in, I just started shaking. And I told Sean, that's the biggest deer I've seen in a long, long time, if not the biggest deer ever. I was ready to put a shot on him. Unfortunately, he just moved out before we got good light.
Josh never dreamed he'd be in a hunting blind, being guided by the Army recruiter who guided him into the military more than a decade ago. Sean reminds Josh those first two bucks were too young to take, giving him hope that more bucks may be moving through before the morning's over.
For two guys that enjoy the same thing, being out there sharing it together, you can't measure that.
One thing's becoming clear to Sean. They won't be killing a deer on this cloudy, wet, cold morning. So there are other places on the ranch they can try this afternoon.
When I finally get to see Josh kill a big deer, I tell you what, it's probably be like seeing him graduate from basic training and come back and shake my hand. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome, and can't wait for it to happen.
It's kind of like Christmas for a hunter. It's something you wait all year for. Once last season closes, we wait all year for opening day. And every man that I know that hunts is like a little kid. And that's how I feel. You never know what you're gonna see. We've seen other deer that are in the area. It leaves me a lot of hope, and I know that Sean's confident that we're gonna see some good deer today in this evening hunt.
American combat veteran Josh Sweigart is on the best hunt of his life. His guide is his Army recruiter who changed his life years ago. Not many hunts are composed of a pair like this. Josh credits Sean for keeping him out of jail, setting him on a better path for life. Whatever happens on this hunt, big buck or not, Josh will cherish forever. The clouds have cleared, and it's warmed up here on the Lonesome Dove Ranch.
There's no rain in the forecast, and it looks like we're going to have a really good evening hunt.
We've heard the emotional story of Josh and his Army recruiter turned hunting guide. Sean gets Josh signed up and inducted into the Army. Then, shortly after, Josh is deployed to an awful place called Iraq.
I was assigned as a convoy gunner on a Humvee. We were on a night mission. An IED had exploded, kind of went unconscious a little bit. I ended up getting discharged medically. It's kind of tough. No, I wouldn't change anything though. Being in the military saved my life and changed my life forever. I consider myself lucky. Like I say, multiple guys gave way more than me.
When Josh got out, he went back through a program through the Army called vocational rehab, where they put him back to school and got a degree. And Josh has his own business. I mean, how great is that? And now here we are, 11 years later, sitting in a deer stand, waiting for the inevitable antlers to come in and hit the ground. So I mean, it's too ironic. I mean, you can't script it, man. There's no way to do it. But that's what it is.
It's starting to get late on this afternoon hunt. Not much daylight left, and it seems the mature bucks are somewhere else. Then, about the time they're about to give up, a buck.
All of a sudden, Sean's like, hey, look in that back left corner. That's an older buck that the landowner wanted us to get rid of. And I just go back to my military training. You know, breathe easy, take a deep breath, let it out, pull the trigger.
Typically, in the world of whitetail hunting, few management buck hunts are accompanied by so much excitement. But this is Josh and Sean's first hunt together, and it of course means a lot to both.
Good job, bud. That's awesome.
11 years, man. 11 years. He wasn't the largest deer out there, but getting just to shoot a deer was amazing. I couldn't ask for anything else. The time we spent together, catching up while we were waiting for a deer to come in to shoot, and it didn't matter if it was the smallest deer or the biggest deer. It was a deer, and we got to share that moment together.
Good job, man.
Back at the skinning shed, there is one person they want to see this buck. Terry Johnson, founder of Show of Support Hunt for Heroes.
You did good. So that's a cull buck? That's the one, the cull buck you wanted out? I remember you showing the picture of it.
Yeah, that was a good one to get. I'm glad you got him. Now you can go out and get a real one.
Well, there you go.
One more hunt, one more chance as Show of Support Hunt for Heroes continues.
I got my first gun when I was 6 years old. And out of all people to give it to me was my grandma. She was an avid hunter. She spoiled us. 6 years old, pocket full of bullets, has led to 25 years of enjoying the outdoors. If it wasn't for her, I mean, I don't think I'd be as much into the outdoors as I am now.
American combat veteran Josh Sweigart and his guide, former Army recruiter Sean Miller, head off for their final chance to find a mature buck here at the Lonesome Dove Ranch in the Texas Hill Country.
We were a little nervous because we knew this was our last hunt for this trip together, and we knew we wanted to take a nice deer so we can make this a special hunt.
As we recall, Josh served with honor in Iraq, but it didn't start out that way. He was a homeless, misdirected kid in whom Sean saw something others missed. After 10 years or so, Josh credits Sean with saving his life, and it's on this hunt, over the course of a few days, that they shared tears and laughter, and maybe a little healing for Josh. With a management buck already on the ground, Sean wants more than anything to share one more moment with his friend.
I think him and I both knew that today was going to be a magical day, one way or another. We looked up, we were just talking amongst each other, and we had a good buck coming in. We had him about 200 yards, and this deer was a little young, so we decided to let that deer pass. So we had about 5 minutes of daylight, and we were starting to pack it up. And about 2 minutes later, a giant 8-point came out. I thought I was gonna knock my gun over and bust the window out, trying to get the gun out the window to make the shot on him. He was just huge. I think he was like 13, 14 inches tall, and everything just worked together and was almost touching on both sides. I knew that this was the deer that we were looking for. This was a special deer, and I knew that this was it. This is what we've been waiting for all these years.
Okay.
Brother, Sean, he started to walk when I shot him. I couldn't wait another second, man.
Good job.
Hell yeah.
That's the man. That's the one. He dropped, but immediately as soon as you hit him.
It was a big relief. This is what we came here to do, was to take a deer like this.
Oh, man.
Awesome. How do you grab that? Look at him.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right here, buddy.
That's what it's all
Finally got the
about.
one we've been looking for.
That's what it's all about.
Last hunt, last 5 minutes of daylight. Couldn't ask for a better deer right here, brother.
Great job, man.
Yeah.
Great job.
Hell yeah. Thanks, brother.
It's all
Thank you
you,
for
baby.
everything, man.
It's all you.
Yes, sir. Heck yeah. That's a 9-point. He's big. Big. And look at that. That's what? 13 inches?
God, easy. Easy.
13 inches, all three. Come a long ways, man. 11 years, buddy.
11 years.
Wouldn't think we'd be out here.
Awesome.
Man, let's get him loaded up. Take him home.
Let's do this.
Didn't say nothing.
What y'all doing down here?
We're gonna quarter that other deer
Quarter
out.
that other deer.
Sean and I were actually
Yeah.
trying to stand in front of the deer in the back of the Ranger and hiding.
Yeah. Almost.
Huh?
Small. That small 8.
The other veteran, Danny Harrell, and then Terry.
Y'all
Looked like we looked a little suspicious.
Did you?
Look at that!
Thanks, brother. I love you, man.
did it. I love you.
Thanks for everything, man.
Oh, you bet. Good one. There you go.
Thank you.
Check that out. Nice.
It was the last 5 minutes. We were fixing to give it up and pack up. And we heard these guys fighting.
As Show of Support founder Terry Johnson and his hunter Danny Harrell enjoy this moment with Josh and Sean, a flood of emotion overwhelms them all. Another frozen image in time of hunting's finest hour.
I told him, I said, Josh, look there behind, coming in to the left. And he looked, he's like, oh, that's that big H.
What happened was, though, I know one day Sean and I will do this again, if not sooner than later. So we've made a commitment to each other 11 years ago, and we carry that commitment on through thick and thin.